Hey y'all, if you've got some ripe bananas, a handful of blueberries, you're about to be able to make the most flavorful, soft banana blueberry bread ever. This banana blueberry bread is moist, lightly sweet, and packed with fruit in every bite. There's no fancy tools needed, no hard steps, simple ingredients, and big homemade flavor. So let's get to making this delicious homemade from scratch banana blueberry bread. And kicker on this is we're going to be making this in a cast iron skillet. So in this bowl, we've got our 2 cups of white lily all-purpose flour. And y'all know that white lily is the only thing that I use, and I just am sold on it forever. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to be adding our dry ingredients, which is 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And once we add all that in, you're just going to take a fork and mix all the dry ingredients together just so you get everything incorporated into your flour mixture. Now we got our 1 stick of softened butter, and we're going to add our 1 cup of sugar to that. Now we're going to get our mixer out, and we're going to mix this butter and sugar together until we get it all incorporated in. And just keep mixing it until you get all the big pieces of the butter incorporated in and everything gets a little smoother. All right, so we got our butter and sugar blended up, and so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 large eggs to that mixture. All right, got our eggs in there, and now we're going to mix all that together. The next thing we're going to add is our 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and we're using the McCormick's Pure Vanilla Extract. It's really good stuff. There are some higher dollar ones out there, but for the money, the McCormick's is really good. So we're just going to add that in there, and then we're going to get that all mixed up. And now our next step is to add in this is 3 mashed bananas, and they were about mediums. So we're going to add our bananas in. It's starting to smell good now. All right, we got our bananas in there. Let's give it a little whipping. All right, so we got our bananas incorporated into that. Now we got all of our wet ingredients done. So what we want to do now is add in our flour. We're going to do this just a little bit at a time. So we're going to do it a couple of different times. and let's add in the rest of our flour and continue to mix it. So now we're ready to fold in our blueberries. Now, I saw this somewhere, don't really remember where, but it says that if you'll add a little bit of flour and kind of mix your blueberries in with that flour, that it'll help your blueberries not to sink to the bottom. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're gonna give it a try and see if that helps your blueberries not sink to the bottom of the bowl. All right, so now we got that kind of mixed up. So we're going to put our blueberries in there and we're just going to fold them in very gently because we don't want to tear our blueberries all to pieces. So we'll put those in there. All right. And now we'll just start to gently fold those in to the mixture. And that was 1 cup of blueberries. Now I'm using frozen blueberries because I had some, but you know, if you can get fresh blueberries, that's going to make them a whole lot better. And now something else that I did while we were off camera is I took a cast iron skillet, one of our Lodge cast iron skillets, and I took about 2 tablespoons of butter and a paper towel, and I just smeared that butter all around the sides, the bottom, and completely coated it. Now we don't want to heat this up. We just want to pour our batter into that and then put it in the oven. So here we go. We're going to just pour our batter into the cast iron. And now this is going to make a kind of thin banana bread. It's not going to be super thick because of the size. But now, if you don't have cast iron, don't worry about that. You can use a regular loaf pan. Um, I just I like to do it in the cast iron. To me, it just tastes better. And so we're going to get all that poured in. And we've been preheating our oven to 350 degrees. So it's at 350. And we get all that mixture put in there. We want every single drop of it that we can get. We don't want to leave any out. All right. And then we're going to just take that, just kind of spread it around, get it evenly placed in our skillet. Oh, look at all them blueberries. All right. So I think we got that pretty well done there. Beat a little bit of it off of that spatula. And now all we're going to do is put it in the oven at 350 and let it cook. All right, y'all. So our banana blueberry bread is ready. It's in the oven for about 30 minutes. So let's cut into it and see what we got. It seems very, very tender and moist. All right, and there's what it looks like. Got big old chunks of blueberries in it and smells wonderful. The whole kitchen is smelling like banana and blueberries. And so we're going to have a taste of it. And we did let it sit and cool about 10 minutes in the pan. Then I turned it out onto this cutting board. And as you can see, I kind of got it a little sideways. I missed just a little bit. But it's been on the cutting board now for probably another 15, 20 minutes. And so I'm ready to have a taste. to give it a taste and see how it is. I mean, I can hold it in my hand. It's not falling apart. It's not crumbly or anything like that. And I cut it like a piece of cornbread. So, but you know, you can cut it however you want to. But let's try it. See if it's any good. Mm, that is delicious. That banana bread, it's spongy, very, very moist, tender. The blueberries taste great, even though they were the frozen blueberries. They taste great. Y'all, this is a simple, easy way to make banana blueberry bread. And again, like I say, if you don't have a cast iron skillet to do it in, you can use a regular loaf pan. You don't have to do it in cast iron. I just really, really do enjoy cooking in my cast iron. So, y'all try it. Hope you enjoy it. It's a quick recipe. And y'all will remember, like, subscribe, share our recipes, help us to grow the channel. Appreciate y'all being here and watching this today. Hope you have a good day.